This one? Hello, God. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for coming. I'm Chris Ogden. I'm Press Officer at Manchester Green Party and resident here in Longside. I'd like to welcome you all to Gorton and Denton for our campaign rally. Thank you very much. Just very quickly, some housekeeping. The toilets are out in the corridor, out there. If there is a fire, I don't imagine there will be, but if there is, the fire escapes are over there, and there's one over there as well. Without further ado, I'll pass it on to our host for this evening. She is the former leader of the Green Party of England and Wales, and one of our two members in the House of Lords. Please welcome onto the stage, Natalie Bennett.
I'm Natalie Bennett, member of the House of Lords. One word answer to the question, what's that like? Strange. Strange. But that's not why we're here tonight. We're here tonight because we have 4 MPs, Green Party MPs, brilliant MPs, down there in the Commons, as we call the other place. And tonight we're starting the push to get a 5th grade MP. Now, some of you may remember that back in 2015, when I was leader, we had the first Green surge, and we had the party membership went up like a big steep mountain. And I always said then that I was confident that the second Green surge would make that one look like a molehill. There's now 190,000 Green Party members. Isn't that brilliant? Now, yes, Zach will be speaking later, but we've got some great speakers first, and you're going to want to hear from them, and then Zach will be here. But what I want to say to you all is this is a moment where we can really make history. We can come together, we can all do politics and get away from a world where we have politics done to us. So we are going to make politics what we do not have done to us. And as I said, Zach's here, and as you read in many of the papers this morning, this is a contest between the Greens and Reform. The interesting question that might cross your mind is, you might wonder where Nigel Farage is. Well, I was reading an article in Bloomberg this afternoon, and no, he's not in Clacton. Is he ever in Clacton? He was this week at a fundraising dinner in Dubai, hosted by an Indian billionaire, with the former Tory Chancellor, with the honorary treasurer of his party, who is a property developer, asking rich people in Dubai for money. We do politics differently. But okay, that's enough from me. We've got a great range of speakers this evening, and the first one needs absolutely no introduction, but of course I'll do what everyone always says after that sentence. Salman is a patron of the National Stop the War Coalition. She founded the Respect Party in the wake of the Iraq War to promote peace abroad and challenge privatisation and poverty in the UK. She was elected as a councillor in Birmingham and almost unseated the local Labour MP, shocking the political establishment. It's always nice to do that. She has always advocated a progressive alliance approach, working with the likes of Caroline Lucas and Jeremy Corbyn to promote a politics that puts ordinary people and our precious planet before profit. Over to you, Salman!
Awkward. Thank you so much to each and every one of you for being here tonight. Tonight is not just another ordinary night. I've come up from Birmingham, not because I'm a Green Party member, but because I believe that there is a historic opportunity for the people of Gorton. Not just for your well-being, but for the well-being of every person in the UK, and a message that could actually transfer across the world. This by-election matters. I've, as you've been hearing in the introduction, been around for a long time. Yes, I'm part of the National Stop the War Coalition. I became active after 9/11, helped form the National Coalition. We did all those marches, helped form the Respect Party, because I saw then the gap in British politics. We had warmongers when it came to foreign policy, and we had no care for the ordinary people of this country. We've had the billionaires extracting wealth day in, day out, and actually it's the poor people who are then blamed for the ills of society. So I saw it back then. It was an experiment, and I literally went to every single door, and I was told there is no way a visible Muslim woman is going to win in Birmingham. And I actually didn't even do it to win. I did it to just promote that basic message, that we matter, politics matters, that it shouldn't just be left to those people who we know mess it up. And I was surprised more than anybody else probably that we won on that platform. And what I see under Zach's leadership in the Greens is that ethical politics. I've supported Jeremy Corbyn, I've supported Caroline Lucas. I support any progressive candidate who embodies those values. You know, we've been told for so long that compassion doesn't work in politics, that pragmatic, grown-up politics is about making difficult choices, which always seem to be about hurting, marginalising poor people, but leaving those well-off billionaires alone. And I know that everybody in this room shares this. That's why you're here. That's why you've come out this cold evening. That actually people do care. People do care about the planet. People do care about their neighbours. People want to see a better neighbourhood, a better community, a better world. And that's what this by-election, I think, gives us an opportunity. Because we have a Labour government which has been more authoritarian, dare I say it, than even the previous Tory government. Privatisation up, jury trials down. A genocide, not just complicit in it, but actively giving political cover and actively sending planes from our country to give those spy missions for the Israeli regime that hurt the Palestinians so much. And people have been horrified, but feeling helpless. And that's another thing they want us to feel, helpless, demoralised, paralysed, powerless. And that is what this by-election offers again. An opportunity to give a message that actually ordinary people matter. Ordinary people can make a difference. And just over a year after that landslide victory, which was actually a very shallow victory because people were so fed up with the Tories, anybody would have been a help or a change at that time. And how they have squandered that. This Labour government squandered the hopes of millions and millions of people, going for pensioners, going for the disabled, attacking our rights to protest. You know, some of the things that we still are proud of in Britain, that people had sacrificed, the fact that people can gather, speak, have free speech, even that's been under attack. Things that you think happen abroad. I remember growing up thinking, well, why are people being arrested in Saudi Arabia just for having an opinion? No, it just seems so bizarre. And we've got pensioners being dragged off into prison because they stand against the genocide in Palestine. That's the country we're living in right now. And the complacency of this Labour government, thinking they've got a few more years, they can do what they like. And so this by-election offers an opportunity to send a very clear message to Westminster and the country that no, your managerialism, your cowardice, your craven obedience to your billionaire masters. I'm not against people having wealth in of itself, but I'm against people extracting it and amassing it at the expense of everybody else. And the Starmer-led authoritarian regime has to be put on notice. There has to be that pressure. And I think a Green Party win in this by-election sends a message not just to reform, but to this Labour government that it has to change course. So that's why it's important each and every person in Gorton has that opportunity. There's no excuse to say, oh, we can't make a difference, we're not going to get heard. Because nationally the focus is now on Gorton. Nationally the focus is here. You have got the power to give that very, very powerful message. And of course, the reform vultures are circling with their millionaire backers. Yes, they've got the money, they've got the resources, and the polling is showing that they can win. There is a chance. It's a three-way race. Yes, some of the polls are showing that the Greens may just have it already into 1%, 2%, but when it comes down to it, every vote is going to matter. And reform will be out there fear-mongering, scaremongering, turning neighbour against neighbour, telling you that your NHS wait, that housing list wait, that the insecurity that you're feeling, the fact you're working long hours but the wages are not paying enough to pay those bills or making it go to a food bank to feed your family, that is the migrants' fault, it's the Muslim fault. Appealing to a false nostalgia is seductive. I don't blame people who are succumbing to it, because there's a false dignity, a false pride that is being sold. It's snake oil. I know you know that, but we need to get out there, door by door, neighbour by neighbour, school by school, student by student, pensioner by pensioner, giving that message that reform are not offering anything different. We can see every day another Tory ex-minister joining reform. It's the same old stale stuff being reheated with a nice little light blue veneer of cheerfulness. When again we know it's the same old, same old, same old. And that's why having this opportunity for all of the left, and that's why I'm coming up here, is to say that all of the left should unite. This is not just about one party, it's not about tribalism. The left says solidarity and talks about it a lot, but we have to have solidarity in our movements, in these causes. We must not split that vote when it comes to February the 26th. We don't want to be turning around. We don't want what could have been, should have been. We want to be able to say, yes, for once we united, because united we know we are so strong. United we know we can have those victories, we can have that hope. And it will be a first for the Greens in the north. We know that there is this perception There is this perception about the Greens being for the middle class and for a certain demographic. Well, here's your opportunity to show something different. And that means working alongside those communities, being with them, empowering them, not talking down, not lecturing, listening, and being a real advocate and a real voice. I know that's what your principles are. I know that can be done. And we saw just very recently in the general election that alongside Jeremy Corbyn in Islington, 4 independent MPs who nobody had heard of swept in alongside 4 Green MPs. It shows that appetite is there. When your party was announced as an idea, 800,000 people signed up as a show of interest, because there's a hunger, a thirst. And I believe that the visions overlap absolutely. I know that you and I want a democratic political culture. You and I want poverty to be made history. You and I want racism to be eradicated. You and I want a planet that is taken care of, that we are stewards of, that we don't exploit. You and I want a world where the children of Gaza do not be buried under rubble that's been brought about by bombs that have been paid for by our taxpayer money. I know that's what the people of Gorton want, but this is a chance for the people of Gorton to stand up for all of those who have been dispossessed, who feel voiceless, who feel hopeless, to send a strong message that together we can win, together we can defeat that message of reform, and together we can show this authoritarian, warmongering Labour regime that their days are numbered. Thank you.
Wonderful word in there, solidarity, and something I think we're really feeling in this hall this evening. And also the reminder that every vote's going to count, and there's going to be an awful lot of very negative messages being bombarded at the people in this constituency. So I'm going to put a little advert in here. There's big green posters up around the hall, and campaign details here. We need people knocking on doors. We need people delivering leaflets. We need people supporting other ways. If you're not, neither of those suit you, there are other jobs that will need doing. As a veteran of lots and lots of election campaigns, there will be lots of envelopes to stuff. I promise that. So please, before you leave this evening, everyone, take a picture of that, get the link, and find out where you can go and campaign. I'll be at Asda at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, anyone who can make that, but there'll be lots more people coming from all around the country, and we'll have lots of fun as well. Politics really can be fun. And then I've also got to advertise the other one over there, donations. I fully understand that many people now in our society where so many people are struggling aren't in a position to do that. But if you are in a position to do that, we're not going to raise as much money as Nigel Farage, but we will make every pound work really, really hard. And those leaflet deliverers will need that support. So whatever you can, thank you very much. Okay, adverts over. Next speaker coming up. And our next speaker is Gahari, currently a third-year university student, a member of the Young Greens and the Global Majority Greens Regional Office of Manchester. Dee's focus is on social justice around waste, equity and help for the most vulnerable in society. Let's give a big round of applause for Dee.
Thank you for everyone for being here. Thank you to the Green Party for actually giving young people like me space to talk at events like this. My name is Gahari. I represent the Young Greens in Manchester. I'm just here to quickly talk about how politics has become impossible for people like me to actually ignore anymore. I became politically active in this city. Manchester is where I started to see how deeply political choices can shape everyday life. And you don't have to look far to see it. We have rising rents, overcrowded housing, and food banks having to fill the gaps which are left by the public services. For a long time, I personally didn't feel at home in party politics. Like many young people, I was sceptical. I constantly saw big promises followed by very little change. I saw a political system more focused on managing decline than actually challenging it. What drew me to the Greens was honesty. A willingness to name the scale of the problems we face, to say clearly that inequality is political and that justice cannot be selective. The Greens have become my political home because they understand the cost of living crisis and the climate crisis are not separate issues. They are connected symptoms of a system that protects wealth and power while leaving everyone else to cope in despair. We can see that when systems fail like this, something else comes to fill the gap. Fear-based politics, scapegoating, easy answers to complex problems. This is why the rise of reform matters. Reform presents itself as anti-establishment, but it does not challenge power. It redirects anger downwards towards migrants, minorities, and those with the least political voice of us all. Instead of solutions, they offer blame, and instead of accountability, they offer division. This election matters, because it's not just about the kind of politics we allow to grow in our nation, it's about our democracy itself. Whether we normalise fear and cynicism, or whether we choose solidarity and responsibility. Manchester has always been shaped by collective action, by people refusing to accept injustice as inevitable, and that tradition matters now more than ever. Young people are often described as disengaged, but the truth is we are selectively engaged. We are done with politics that asks us to expect less while everything gets worse. We are not just the future of politics, we are the present of politics, and we're here. We are demanding a political system that takes inequality seriously, treats climate breakdown as the emergency it is, and strengthens democracy rather than allowing space for fascism. That's why I'm proud to stand here today with the Greens, and that's why this election is so important. Centrism is dead in Manchester, and every vote for the Greens counts. Thank you.
And we haven't got votes of 16, 17 for this election yet, but we can hear your voices and we're going to hear your voices. So, even if you're not able to vote in this election, you haven't got the vote yet, that doesn't mean you can't come along and get involved. The youngest person I ever know who joined the Green Party off her own bat, there is no minimum age to join the Green Party. She was 9 and a half. And she came to meet me when I was Green Party leader, and I was never allowed to forget the half. When you're 9 and a half, the half's important. And she had a whole page of questions for me. She quizzed me with those questions and said, yeah, okay, I like it, I'm joining the Green Party. What an inspiration that is to keep going. We can get start from a very young age. Okay, little reminder, no one is going to leave, are they, without getting that QR code, getting linked, right? Yes. I'm going to keep saying that until everyone says yes. Okay. All right. Now you've done that, you're allowed the next speaker. Okay, and what a wonderful speaker our next speaker is. Asif is a human rights and community activist, a former Labour member for over 20 years. Asif has been a Green Party member since October 2023. A freelance journalist covering issues such as Palestine and promoting LGBTQ plus rights. ASIF helped to organise an aid convoy to Calais and Dunkirk to help the refugees while highlighting their plight. He's a former trustee of a charity which helped to build a much-needed school in Kashmir following the 2025 earthquake. Over to you, ASIF.
I'm not a great orator, it's not my day job. But I'm from Blackburn. I've been a member of the Labour Party for decades. And October 2023, 7th of October happened. And we know the rest. The genocide. The UK government not only complicit, but facilitated the genocide. And giving rock solid support. Those were the words of Angela Rayner. And we decided in Blackburn enough was enough. 83 years of a Labour MP. Barbara Castle, Jack Straw, followed by Kate Blair. And it was a party of the many, not the few. But they were no longer the party of the many and not the few. They were basically adopting right-wing Tory policies. There's neoliberal economic policies, free market, lower taxes, deregulation, smaller state. All that's resulted in is an erosion of our public services and vast inequality. Mankind has never seen this type of inequality. With the abundance of resources we have, in the past, we had scarce resources. We no longer have scarce resources. We can feed the world 1,000 times over. We have an abundance of resources. The issue is how we get those resources, much needed basic necessities, to the people. The 1%, the oligarchs, the robber barons, who are dictating, controlling our political, our economic system through the political parties, the Labour Party, the Conservative Party, even the Liberal Democrats. They are all in the pockets of the oligarchs, the corporations, the robber barons. And they are dictating to us how we should be living our lives under them, under their diktats. If you go back to the father of modern economics, the father of capitalism, Adam Smith, who wrote the book Wealth of Nations in the 18th century, he even critiqued it himself, and he said the economic elite, their vile maxim is all for us and nothing for the other people. That is the vile maxim of the corporations, of the oligarchs. And the far right are all playing that game. And us, the people, are the ones who are the losers. We need to stand up. People have said it. Salman has said it. Zach Polanski has said it many times. Many others have said it. This is the moment now we need to resist. We need to start mobilize ourselves. And just to give you hope, in Blackburn, we had 83 years of Labour MP. They had a Labour machinery, and I was very familiar with the Labour machinery in Blackburn. So we took him on. Granted, he was as an independent candidate put forward. But we beat him. It was a margin of victory was 136 votes. So every vote matters. We mobilized, a lot of young people got involved in the campaign, mobilized, used social media effectively, did door-to-door canvassing, reached out to all quarters of the community, whether they be Asian people, white people, Muslims, non-Muslims, people of no faith. We are all one. We are all one. And we need to reach out. Gorton and Denton, you need to mobilize. We'll bring people in to help you, assist you, to canvass. You need a strong team. You need to use social media. You need to do door-to-door. You need to go to community centres. You need to reach out and appeal to people, listen to them, and sell the Green Party. Sell them the ideas. private. With no privatisation, we want to nationalise the water, the energy, the big five, tax, assets over £10 million. That will bring in revenue. We need to invest in personal care. That's where our policies should be. The Green Party policies are there. The manifesto, the 10 key, 11 key policies, sell them. And they are doable. And the answer you will get from some people, the apathy. We need to break the apathy. That all politics, you're all corrupt. No, we're not corrupt. We want to change it. Suella Braverman defected to the Reform Party yesterday. And I never thought I would say this, but she did say one thing right. The country is broken. The country is broken. But she omitted something. She and her ilk are the architects of breaking our country and our society. Let's be clear. They are the ones who have broken the country. But, like the slogan says, let's make hope normal again. There is hope. We can bring about change. Change has always been brought about by the mass movement. And Green Party is no longer this tree-hugging party just for the graduates and the middle class. That's gone. Under Zach Polanski, Rachel and Natalie have changed the dynamics of the Green Party. Now select the right candidate for Gorton with a global majority. That's not a thing that Labour have been doing, parachuting people in, not listening to the local people. So I please appeal to you. Reach out for the towns. Get people here to assist you, mobilise, and let's take them on, and not only in Gorton, in the whole country. And let's show reform, let's show Labour, let's show Tories. Your way is no longer the right way. The future is bright, and the future is green. Thank you very much.
Out there from tomorrow onwards. And yes, we are the one, but we are also the many, and they are the few. And together we can make a difference. But what we need is also inspiration, ideas, bringing us all together, as you've all come together in this hall this evening. Now, I'm about to... We should have a drum roll, really, shouldn't we? Let's imagine the drum roll. There we are. Thank you. Yeah. Keep it going. Okay, I'm not going to do any introduction beyond saying that here comes Zach Polanski!
Thank you. Thank you. This is it. This is the moment. It's the battle for the soul of our nation. If you wanted a political blockbuster that would describe what our country is right now, it's right here in this election. We have a party that is funded by multimillionaires and billionaires and dodgy donors from oil and gas. And then we have our party, a party that is funded by community power, by people who are here right now in this community centre and outside. We have a party that wants to lick the boots of Donald Trump. And then we have our party that wants to protect people in this country and make sure we have a livable future. And then we have a party that wants the politics of hate and division, and we have our party, a party of hope, a party of community, with tangible plans to make a change. And what are those plans? To lower people's bills, to make sure our water companies are nationalised by stopping shareholder profits. It's outrageous that water companies can pump sewage into our waters and charge us extra for the privilege. We're the party that wants to defend the National Health Service. And we're the party that when we look around the world, we know that our government is complicit, in fact, active participants in the selling of arms to Israel and the sharing of intelligence, and it is time to end the genocide. Now, I want to get on to the hopeful alternative in a moment, but let's start with reform. I mean, they're making our point for us when they select candidates, like they did today. A liberal academic who was studying far-right ideology before he himself fell down the rabbit hole. I mean, you literally couldn't make it up. And so, I'm a Mancunian. I've been in London a long time, and thanks for the whoop. And I know our city can see a racist, can see a party with racist policies, and we will show them the door. And on that, it's a very obvious point, but I imagine it's one that will be made again and again by whoever our amazing candidate will be in this election. But you must not pit working class communities against racialised communities. In fact, Manchester has a really proud history of people of colour standing side by side with working class communities, often within the same community, with LGBT communities, with any community that is othered. Because for any of us who come from minority communities, we know when they come for one of us, they come for all of us, and we will stand together. So finally, I want to thank the Pakistani Community Centre for hosting us this evening. I want to thank all the speakers we've had on the stage this evening, and thank you for coming out tonight. 30 days. 30 days to get this done. Now, I've talked about the national picture, but of course the most important thing here is that the people of Gorton and Denton deserve better representation. They deserve a fifth, or Manchester's first Green MP, which will be the Green Party's fifth MP. And we know we get that done by going from door to door, from conversation to conversation. Because journalists have had fair questions. They've seen the Green Party in the last few months over triple our membership to 190,000. They've seen us polling better than we ever have in our history. But it all leads to this moment. All these paths lead to this election in 30 days' time. So whether you can spend a few hours or a lot of hours, let's go door to door. Let's have conversation to conversation. Yes, we know reform offers the politics of hate and division, but that's not enough, and nor would we want it to be enough. People deserve better than the worst. People deserve better than little less than worse. People deserve good. People deserve excellent representation. Because, friends, that's how we make hope normal again. Thank you very much. In very Green Party fashion, I'm now going to switch slightly to housekeeping. No, it's not housekeeping. It's just please do get involved. Tomorrow, we're going to have an action day, so anyone who wants to get involved whether it's leafleting or door knocking, please do get involved. Sometimes people tell me that they're scared of door knocking, they've never done it before. I'd say the only thing to be scared of is sometimes the states of undress that people open the door with. But actually, you're knocking on a door because you want to hear people's opinions. We're not knocking on anyone's door immediately to tell them how to vote or to go have a row or an argument with them. The only reason we're knocking on a door is to find out how people are feeling, to find out what we could be doing and what kind of representation they want to see. We're building those relationships. So tomorrow, if you've never done this before, you'll be in a pair, we give training, please do get involved. Then Friday, we have an exciting announcement because we will be announcing our candidate. So that's going to be on Friday, so do watch out for that. Yes. One of the things I'm proudest of in the Green Party, not talking about any other party you might imagine, is we have genuine democracy. So the candidate for this party will not be chosen by the leadership of the National Party. They will be chosen by the local members. There will be a debate, and then people will have one member, one vote, and then we will be announcing the candidate, and that's the way to do democracy. And then finally, on Saturday, we're going to have the biggest action day that Manchester has ever seen. So please, yes! So please do join us, whether it's tomorrow for the action day, whether it's for the candidate announcement, or on Saturday, because friends, this is how we're going to change Manchester, and it's how we're going to change the country. Thank you very much. Sorry? Oh, yeah, good. All right. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for talking. Can I give you a hug? Okay, sure. Fair enough.